Welcome fellas to TechExpress. Today let's check out how to get started with Ubuntu with an USB. So Windows is getting heavier and privacy is getting scarcer. So it's time to switch to the worst favorite open source, the OS. So first of all, let's focus for the navigation. If you head to the official Ubuntu site, which is the ubuntu.com, /download Ubuntu is going to be leaving you down below directly inside here. Now, for most users, the 2400 is the safe bet. So what you can do is to focus for the option that says download Ubuntu desktop. Usually what we do have is the LTS version. This is the latest version for desktops, PC and laptops. And this LTS stands for long-term support, which means here that says 3 years of free security, maintenance updates, extended for 15 years with Ubuntu Pro. Now, in order to continue, if you want the latest kernel for new gaming GPU, grab the 26.0 iOS, which is into the upper side. There's the 25.10, there's so much more, but in this case I'm going to focus for this one. Now, for other versions, here you have the desktop including torrents, so you're going to focus only for the Intel or AMD 64-bit architecture. If you don't know which are the specifications of your computer, what you can do is to, whether you are into Windows or into a Mac, you want to focus always with the settings section, and in the about section you can see here should be appearing, in my case into my system, I focus for about, and here should have all the information about my computer, all the device specifications and how it actually works. With this in mind, I can now check out if this one is now available for me. So if you're okay with it, what you can do is to go ahead and look out for the option that says download. Now, as the downloaded is appearing, back up your files. You want to go to the format a drive, and there's no undo button for the data lost. So this is going to be really important when you wanted to download and install the canonical Ubuntu. Now, the next thing is you wanted to create the bootable USB. You can just drag the file into the USB, which in my case, what I need to do is to open my file explorer. Into my left section, you should see that here you should be having your USB. So what you can do, first of all, is to the first thing you don't want to do, of course, is to drag the files into the USB. So instead, you need an actual flasher. I recommend the Rufus for Windows users. You can download the Rufus directly inside Google, for example. Here, what I can do is to open any tab, look out for rufus.ie, and here this should be helping you to create bootable USB drives with the most easiest way. What's going to happen is that when you download this application and you enter a USB, it's going to be asking you to create an actual drive properties, such as, for example, changing the actual device, the boot selection, the image option, a partition scheme, the target system, and the format options. Now, when you click into start, this will be wiping the USB, so you want to double check if we are into the right drive. Once it appears as ready, you're going to be halfway there. To boot from the actual USB, once you have done this correctly using the actual Rufus, when you turn off your computer completely off and you turn it back on, you want to mash your boot menu key. Usually it appears as F12, F11 or delete. If you don't know which is your boot menu key, what you can do is to go for boot menu key 4 and you type the name of your computer. In my case, for example, it's an Asus 2UEFI gaming, and here, for example, it's going to be giving me the boot to gaming, and here I have a few examples of how I can do this. But basically here, for example, is the BIOS F10 or it could be the F12. Basically here we have the F12. Now when you do this, so you want to look for the USB drive into the list that appears in the, and you want to hit the option that says enter to make the actual bootable sections. So you might be seeing something like this. And if you see the screen, congratulations, because you have successfully bypassed your old OS. Then what you can do is now to try or install the Ubuntu. So you can choose now the actual language in order to continue. In my case, it should be the actual English. Then we have the correct keyboard layout. Here, as you can see, here's the actual layout, here's the actual variant. And usually what you do for the actual variant is to stick around with extended with Windows keys to make this process much more faster when you make the actual installation. Now for this option, usually what I do is to only install the Ubuntu, and later on it's going to be asking you for the networking. Usually the installer would automatically detect and configure any network connections via the DHCP element. So currently here appears your actual address. It has no IP version 6 configuration. Go for the option that says continue, and usually into the storage, usually you use an entire disk. The recommended install is to have this entire disk set aside for running Ubuntu. So this is going to be really important. So then you choose your disk, which usually is going to be appearing like this. It's going to be appearing only one of it. And lastly, we have the actual partition. With the target drive selected, the installer will calculate what partitions to create and present this information. This is, for example, the recommended element. If you wanted to go back and start from scratch, you can always go for the option that says reset. In our case, let's go for done and go for continue. Now, after you have successfully done this, it will be asking you to confirm the actual changes. Before the installer makes any destructive changes, it will show the final confirmation. So make sure that they confirm the structured actions, you are aware with that, and go for the option that says OK. Remember that there's no undo for this step, so make sure that you confirm the changes before you continue them. And lastly, the only thing you need to do is to set up your actual profile, such as your name, the server name, the Pixel user, your passcode, confirm the passcode, and an SSH identity if you have one from GitHub, like Launchpad or whatever. In my case, I don't have one, so I won't do that at the moment. And the installation system will be doing automatically. Right, so remove the USB stick when prompted and hit into enter, and well, welcome to the Resolution Raccoon. You are now running a stable, private, and incredible fast operation system. So the only thing you need to do is that you can now carry on and build that file server or multi-node cluster they have mentioned. So this is how we can actually get started with the actual Ubuntu. So if you wanted to know the first 10 things you should do after installing this application, you let us know into the comments below. We will do into the future purchase an actual computer specifically only for the Ubuntu OS, so we can be making a full video of all the walkthrough of the Ubuntu for desktop in an AMD 64 version. Thank you once again for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully with all this being said, we can all see you next time.